Good morning. Today I thought I would do a bit more of like a casual vlog. I really like watching them, so I thought I'd do my own, although I can't promise it's going to be like super exciting or interesting. Also, a couple of you asked me to do a studio tour, which I'm very happy to do, although my studio is pretty small. So it's going to be quite a short studio tour, but and it is quite messy, but I'm quite happy to do it and talk you through everything. Today my mum is coming to see me and Marcy, as we haven't seen her in a few weeks, and so she's pining after her grandchild. And it was my shop update last night for the first time since I went on maternity leave, so I was like absolutely bricking it about it, because I always just tell myself no one's going to buy anything, nothing's going to sell, and it did pretty well. I sold quite a few pieces. Also had an order from New Zealand, which is the first time I think I've shipped anything there, which is very exciting. But I always get excited when I get a new country ticked off my list. I kind of like have this aim that I'd quite like to sell to as many countries as possible. I didn't sell the big pieces, this one and my Seacale one, which I wasn't surprised about because I did price them quite high, although when you take into account how long they took me and how detailed they are very good prices. And yeah, I'd just rather not sell them than undersell them. So yeah, what was I've just rambled on about nothing. This is what I do in my podcast all the time. Sorry if it's like super noisy outside. There's someone putting scaffolding up, not on our house, on another house on the street, and it's also pissing it down with rain. Yeah, so this weekend, because my mum's coming today, I'm gonna pack up the pieces that sold. I'm ready for shipping next week. And I am going to work on a painting of a weasel. So yeah, in my last video I said I would, sorry I'm swinging on my chair, is that really annoying? For my last video I said I was going to do a painting of a weasel inspired by a drawing I'd done in my sketchbook, of like a folklore about weasels being brides turned into weasels, jilted brides turned into weasels. And I've kind of changed my mind and my idea a little. I still want to paint a weasel, but I just kind of thought that it would make a better painting to do one of my sort of pattern background pieces, and yeah, do sort of bramble foliage behind a weasel. There's also a really great, this has just reminded me, story about a weasel called Jeff, which I might do as an Inktober topic, so I'll come back to that. But yeah, so me and Ollie went up to the we live on the West Hill, the East Hill in Hastings, searching for brambles for reference images for this painting, and yeah, it's very beautiful up there, so I might show you some clips of our dog walk up there looking for brambles.
Go, Winky! Which way should we go, around your back?
It's just a bit windy. yeah, so I'm gonna do the painting of the weasel over the next week. So I'm doing it 8x10 on braced wooden panel, and I've just prepped my board with some black. Ollie got me this for my birthday a couple of years ago, and I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. Have you heard of that paint that Anish Kapoor created that's supposed to be like the blackest black paint? It's called like Enigma paint or something. It's got a funny name. Anyway, and he copyrighted it so that like no other artist could use this paint. And this artist, or this guy, I don't know whether he's an artist actually, I assume he's an artist, thought it was really like stingy of Anish Kapoor, which I agree with. So he made a blacker paint and then sells it through his website, and it's just amazing. It's so matte. It's acrylic, but it dries really matte like gouache, which is why I like it. And it's the highest pigment black that you can buy, so it just looks so dense. It's amazing, and it's so nice to paint on. And this is going to be a bit of an experiment for me, because with these pieces, which you can see in the background, these two guys, which did sell in my painting update, these were the first ones that I like actually, because usually I paint onto white and then paint in the foreground the subject matter first, and then paint around it and paint in the background afterwards. But with the black, I kind of experimented and painted straight onto black, and it really worked. Like, it looked so pleasing, and it really makes it easier to see the sort of like color values. So yeah, I'm doing a bit of an experiment because I've only kind of done little studies with this technique so far. I did the sort of water lily piece with it as well. I'll show you that. I'll show you these pieces because they're going, these sold. I think this one is going to New York, which I'm so happy about because I just, yeah, really am proud of this one. So this was used, painted using the painting straight onto the black technique. So it just makes the colours like really pop and look really vivid. It really works. So yeah, I'm doing a bit of an experiment. I've never painted like an animal using this technique. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do with this weasel. So I'll show you a bit of that painting technique, and yeah, maybe I'll do a bit of a studio tour now, although the lighting is so bad you might not be able to see anything, so I might have to do this when it brightens up a bit. I forgot to say, do you love my jumper? I've gone on about this jumper on Instagram a lot, but Ollie bought it for me as an early birthday present. My birthday's not till November, but I just saw this and I fell in love with it because it's pink, green and red, like my favourite colour schemes together. And it's got little shells on it, flowers, watering cans, tulips and little ladies, and bunny rabbits wherever they are. And it's just the cutest jumper I've ever seen in my life. So I've worn it like 2 days in a row now. It's actually cold enough to wear jumpers. Yeah, I think was it from Joni Clothing, which I've never even like looked at before. I didn't think I particularly liked their clothes, but I freaking love this jumper, so maybe it's my new favourite shop. Hello, Marcy's just crawling outside the door, so I might have to just like jump off and grab her in case she goes wandering off. It's the next day now, and yeah, it was just pissing it down with rain yesterday, so you couldn't see anything. So yeah, the light's much better today, so I can give you a quick studio tour and hopefully you can hear me over Marcy's burbling. Here are some of the pieces that are still up in my shop. So I just keep them kind of haphazardly on the wall here. This is a piece that I did a few years ago that was in an exhibition here in Hastings, but it didn't sell, so it just kind of lives on my wall now. Shelves with one of Marcy's bunnies and a little autumnal scene, and I found these 2 embroideries in a junk shop here in Hastings. Lots of fun memories and things on my pin board. A few little messages from illustrators who I've bought stuff off over the years. Cute picture of Marcy. Lots of photos of me and Ollie. And only one of Tova. I need to rectify that. Ollie is a baby. Do you think he looks like Marcy? And then there's me in the nude. Some Protea that Marcy is properly on the floor now. I'm gonna have to go and save her. Protea that were in my wedding flowers. Here's my desk, which is just a glass top. This was Ollie's dad's, but he didn't want it anymore, so he gave it to me. And then 2 IKEA sort of painter table stand things. 2 computers. One is just like my general laptop that I use for like photos and things, and then this one I use for Photoshop and watching movies while I work. This is a sketch that I'm going to do. I'm doing a spooky themed Inktober this year, although I feel like I want to do this in colour, so yeah, I'm going to paint that. I might show you that a bit later. Some prints that I've got to pack up for my shop update, yeah, that people have bought. I think that's it. Oh, this is a Dale Rowney table easel, which is actually broken, and Ollie's had to screw it together to keep it from wobbling. And then I just use a china plate for my palette. I don't use anything fancy. I don't believe in having to spend a lot of money on equipment. And this, you may wonder, is just a clamp, and then this is how I film my time lapses. Then I've got a little trolley here with just kind of bits. These are my pens for sketching in here, which are these Pro marker brushes, which are really good. My gouache little drawer. Marcy's making a racket. I've got scalpels and nails and stuff in there. These I just use for like cleaning up my paint. My mum bought me these because it has a lyric from one of our fave songs. That's just sketchbooks. This is just miscellaneous crap. I have this plant in here, which is a Calathea network, I believe, which always does really well in here, even though it's dark. I think it's used to being on a rainforest floor, and it just loves it in here. This is like an old, I kind of had an idea to do like foodie themed paintings, and then I've kind of forgotten about that. Maybe I'll go back to it. An old self-portrait I did, my Hastings print. This is an old self-portrait. This is a Marianne North postcard, who's a huge inspiration of mine. Yeah, this is a very old self-portrait, which I just think is so funny because it's me with flowers. And I love doing floral backgrounds now, and my signature looks exactly the same, which is quite funny. Wait, I'll show you. Oh wait, I won't show you because that hasn't got my signature on it. It's the same, I promise. Little sofa. These are things that I'm going to pack up in a minute, which are going to lovely people. Just a random mirror. One of my prints. Calendar. Oh my god, this is so boring. And then this is just like miscellaneous crap again. Loads of sketchbooks. Oh, and these are two little shelves that I keep Marcy's toys on. Oh, and some water. Because she likes playing in here while I work. Yeah, all these sketchbooks are not mine. Ollie, my husband, is a sketchbook maniac. He has so many. Then these drawers, I'll save this one till last because it's the interesting one. This is just like paper bags and tissue paper, envelopes, my business cards, which are cute. I'll show you those. Yee! Very sweet. Oh yeah, and my paper corners. I make these paper origami corners to put on paintings to keep them from getting damaged in the post. Cardboard, washi tape, oh, a drawer that really needs sorting out, ribbon and whatnot. This is sketchbooks. I have a lot of sketchbooks. And then this is my original art drawer. So I'll show you this because this is kind of interesting, isn't it? Cat painting from a while ago. That was kind of an experiment, although I quite like it still. Marcy, what are you playing? Oh God, hang on. Oh, Marcy's learning to crawl, so it's go, go, go. She's getting in everything. My midsummer painting that I did a few years ago that I kind of want to cut up. Oh, some of my prints. I think the originals are actually in here. Spooky cat print and my Daft Doggo print. Oh, and this is, he's going to fall off here. This is my corgi painting that someone won. I've got to actually chase her up for her address to send it to her, the winner. Love and Luck, I think is what I called this. That might be in a shop update. This is really nice. I don't really know what to do with this, like maybe cut this up again and sell the individual paintings, I'm not sure. These are just really old, like promotional pet portraits that I did. I don't really like anymore. Do you remember this one? This one I think is cute still. Quite like that one. Can hear more. Oh, here are the originals. I love this painting. I don't often like my own work, but I really liked this this piece. Another old promotional thing. This is just I wanted to do a horse because I hadn't done one in a while, and I hadn't done one with a pattern background, so I needed an example for my website. Really old Elvis from My Favourite Murder painting that I did. Actually, you guys that might be how you found me. Marcy's managed to open a door. Oh, sweet Jesus. Golden Doodle. Oh, God, there's loads in here. This, again, a very old piece that I did. And then these are just some prints, my Hastings prints, my crab print. I think these are actually artist approved, so I've got the rest downstairs. So yeah, I think that's it really. Nothing more to report, I don't think. Yeah, it's pretty small. Yeah, hopefully the plan is that this will be Marcy's, did I say this already? That this will be Marcy's bedroom when we get the kitchen done, and then this, my studio, will move into where our kitchen is currently, and then the kitchen will be down in the basement. Hopefully, if we manage to get everything done, we're on a very, very tight budget, so it might be like a few years in the works, but yeah, it does the job for now. It's, yeah, not exactly the most glamorous or exciting studio, but it's mine. I always dreamed that I'd have my own studio, as I spent most of when I first became an artist, I just had like a corner of my bedroom, and it's just so nice to be able to like leave all my stuff out and close the door, rather than having to tidy up after I finish working every single day. That was a massive pain in the arse. And also just like when I woke up, I'd see my desk and remember all the work that I had to do. So like mentally, it's really nice to be able to like close the door and not have to think about work. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. This is going to be a very like show and tell vlog, I think, because I want to show you our basement downstairs, because yeah, we're having it done next week. But yeah, right, I'm going to film downstairs in our basement as where is the light switch? We're getting it renovated this week. We weren't sure whether we were going to be able to afford to do it, but for our records, I'm going to show you what it looks like now, because it is quite terrific. The pirate mural. Apparently this was done by one of our neighbours. and I live in fear of them coming over and asking to see it after we've covered it up. We're not going to keep it, funnily enough. These are two little weird rooms that are pitch black so you can't see anything, but yeah, I don't really know what to do with these. We were thinking maybe of making them into little larders, but we don't have enough money to do that. But we're not really sure what they were used for. Our house used to be an old dairy at one point, so I wonder whether they stored the milk in here before fridges were like common thing in people's houses. I've just noticed this guy's tattoos. Wow, the detail. Or our house used to be a shop, so maybe like, yeah, just storage. So then there's this partition wall, which we're going to have, well, we wanted to have it knocked through, but apparently it will be cheaper to like just cut a big hole in it, a bit like our front room upstairs. And then, yeah, very steep stairs, which I think we're going to have lowered and made kind of less steep. This beautiful fireplace, that we're thinking about having a log burner installed, so it would be nice and toasty down here, and then double doors which we've just had put in onto the garden. That's our neighbour's garden, which we're having a fence put up at the end of October. And then I don't know whether we're getting this room done actually. This is going to be like a little utility room, so like where the washing machine and everything is. Oh, this is going to be our new kitchen diner, by the way. I didn't explain that. So yeah, this will be knocked through, and then the kitchen will be in here, and then this is going to be like our dining room, kind of sitting area maybe, and then yeah, onto the patio, which I just think is going to be so nice when it's finally all done. Yeah, let's here you go. Yeah, we weren't sure whether we were going to be able to afford to do it, so I'm just like so happy and excited that our builder like, yeah, has been really good and came round and like broke everything down for us and managed to like suggest some things to keep the cost down. Like we were supposed to be having it damp proofed, like properly, like, and all the floor dug up, which was going to cost an absolute fortune, but he's like just gonna put some special paint down and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm very excited, very, very excited, as we've lived here for 2 years now with it like this. Our house used to belong to a hoarder, so when we first came down here, well, we couldn't get down here. It was full to the ceiling with crap stuff, and yeah, like we had no idea that this fireplace was down here. We had no idea how big it was. We had no idea that utility room was there. So it was quite amazing to us, yeah, when we actually like came to move in and she'd moved most of her stuff out. She had left quite a bit of crap. That this was like a whole floor, because we weren't sure whether it was just like a little basement, but yeah, so it's amazing. Our house will be like a whole other floor, which is just incredible. Yeah, so very exciting. But yeah, so I thought I would show you that, and then we've got a record of it, and we can look back at how awful our house looked and that amazing mural. Cut you out. Well, I'm just going to cut you out, so it doesn't matter if you...
I don't want to be on camera.
What? Were you... What? You're not going to be on any of my vlogs?
I'm joking, Ben. I was just trying to do something funny.
You're not funny.
I've learned that a lot, but...
Ah.
Do you feel at home here in Wales?
Well, yeah, I'm proud of the fact that I came from the Rondo.